Hello and welcome. Thank you for joining me. We're going to open up the chest and the shoulders with a little bit of heart openers or back bends today. Take a comfortable seat and close the eyes and welcome a few deep breaths in. As you allow yourself this moment to transition, slowly bring the hands together in front of the heart to Anjali Mudra. And I invite you to sing with me an opening Om. Let's welcome our breath in now. Om. And on the exhale, gently bow forehead to fingertips. And release the hands to the legs. Welcome. Let's come to all fours, table position. So in table, knees as wide as hips and hands as wide as shoulders. On the exhale, round the spine, tailbone scooping, belly drawing in. And the inhale, roll the sit bones to the sky. And go back and forth your pace, very aware of what's happening in the hips. How when you scoop your tailbone, the hips become a little more narrow. On the inhale, when you roll the sit bones to the sky, how they broaden. Good. That's it. Just back and forth. Also noticing when you scoop your tailbone and draw the belly in, the back narrows as well. And on the inhale, sit bones lift. Notice that inward curve to the lower back. One more time. Exhale, round. Inhale, open. And back to table. From table position, walk your hands forward just about a hand length. Shift the shoulders over the wrist, and with the arms strong and the upper back soft, lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. Now we're going to use this downward dog as a warm-up. So the finger pads press, the mound of the index finger presses down into the floor. And as you hug your forearms towards each other, bend both knees a good 8 to 10 inches, a very, very deep bend. Keep the knees bent, look between the hands. Keep the knees bent, roll the sit bones to the sky. Keep the knees bent, press the floor down and push it away. You're doing fabulous. Can you feel the heat building? Now, keeping the upper back just as it is, stretch the legs straight. The outer edges of the hips root back. Good. The sides of the ribs move towards the back as you soften between shoulder blades. One last breath. I hope you're getting warm too. And then on the inhale, shift forward into plank pose. And from plank, you're going to lower your knees down to the floor, bending the arms, the shoulders come towards the fingertips, and you slowly lower to the belly. Good. Interlace the fingers behind the back. Now press the tops of the feet into the floor as the toes spread. Tailbone scoops, draw the shoulder blades towards each other and lift the chest. A deep breath here in Locust Shalabhasana. Now keep the chest lifted. Plant the hands next to the ribs. Press to the knees as you draw the belly in and transition to downward facing dog. And use this as our counter pose to the back bend. Nice long stretch to the spine with all of its curves. And on the next inhale, shift forward into plank pose. From plank, knees can be up or knees can be down. And slowly lower all the way to the belly. As you lower to your belly, widen your hands to be as wide as a sticky mat. And turn the hands out so index fingers point forward. Now on the inhalation, chest lengthens forward, shoulder blades draw towards one another. Now if you have a really wide sticky mat, don't go out so far that you feel no support. You're just about 2 to 3 inches wider than you normally would be. On the next inhale, hands press down, they try to move the floor back, and then curl the chest up. Good. And you can keep a slight bend in the elbows for this. One more breath. And on the exhale, lower. Good. 2 more times. On the inhale, spine lengthens forward, hands try to move floor back. Draw the shoulder blades towards each other, and you think about curling the chest forward and up. Now, this might be enough, just lifting an inch higher. If you're well through lower back and upper back, you can curl up a little bit higher, the mound of the index finger pressing down. Exhale, release. You're doing great. One last time, top of the feet pressed, toes spread, tailbone scoops. And on the inhale, sweep the chest forward and up as high as the breath will allow, because the head of the shoulders are drawing back, shoulder blades drawing down, and the tips of the shoulder blades press forward, opening the chest. Good. Exhale, release. From here, bring the hands closer to the ribs, press to the knees, and then transition to downward facing dog. Deep breath. Good. 3 breaths here. Just hugging those arms towards one another. Good. Then on the inhale, shift forward to plank. And from plank, knees can be up or knees can be down. But slowly lower to the belly. Good. Slide the elbows forward. And bring your, let's do left arm. I'll do same side as you, parallel to the top of the mat. Right leg bends. Now right hand reaches for the foot, and you press the foot into the hand as you spin your chest forward. Keep pressing the foot into the hand and draw the heel towards the outer hip. Now, 2 important things here. Keep your thighs close. You want them to be parallel to one another. A straight line from your hip back through your knee. Don't let your knee widen to the side. Second important thing here is the direction of the foot. You want the toes to be facing the sky and not turning in. Good. I'm going to throw in a third one for good luck. Watch that shoulder. Don't let the right shoulder fall, but keep the head of the shoulder lifting, even as you draw the heel towards the hip. Big thigh stretch. And on the exhale, slowly release, toes spread, and we switch sides. Right arm's in front, left leg bends. Left hand reaches for foot, and you press the foot into the hand, making sure the thighs are parallel to one another, making sure your foot is pointing to the sky from the center of the ankle to the second toe, and then finally just making sure the head of the left shoulder stays lifted, even as you draw your heel in towards the outer hip. And you can take lots of different hand holds here, just holding onto the outside edge of the foot, like so. You can shape your hand like a C and just cup the inside edge of that foot. And maybe rotate the fingers over the toes. Always, always options. Listen to your breath and what your body needs. Don't push. It's not worth it. On the exhale, release. Plant the hands. And you got it, downward dog. Lift the hips up and back. Good, few deep breaths here. Doing fabulous. Just opening up the back. And then slowly lower the knees to the floor. Sit back on your heels and reach for your blanket. Now having a blanket that's just about this size, folded in half lengthwise, so it's about maybe 6 inches long or wide. You're gonna slowly lay down over the blanket so that the tops of the thighs come to the front edge of the blanket and your belly rests on the floor. Good. Now, once you're set up here, make a little pillow with your hands for your head and rest forehead on hands. Good, a few deep breaths. We're using the blanket to settle the thigh bones back into the hip socket to encourage a nice deep curve in the lower back. And again, check in. If this is too much curve for the lower back, it's not worth it. Just take the blanket away or lower the height of it. This is meant to encourage both good alignment for the thighs and the hips in these heart openers we're doing, but also to help bring the curve to the lower back to support you, so that ultimately you'll really be able to lengthen your tailbone and feel a freedom in the back. Good. I'm taking just one more breath. And then plant the hands next to the ribs. We're gonna do cobra here. So the tops of the feet press down, tailbone scoops, and on the inhale, lengthen from hips to underarms. Draw the head of the arm bones to the sky, and as you draw the shoulder blades down the back, curl up. Bhujangasana, cobra. Exhale, lower the chest. We're gonna do that around 2. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Exhale, release. Good. One more time. Inhale, sweep forward and up. Exhale, release. And now toes curl under, press back to the knees. Move the blanket to the side. Hands plant and downward dog. Each downward dog should feel a little bit more freedom through the spine. Good, a little more opening through the shoulders and the upper back. And then on the inhale, shift forward to plank pose. From plank, lower to the belly. Now bend both legs behind you. Reach your hands around one at a time for the tops of your feet. Looking straight ahead, press the feet into the hands, scoop the tailbone. Keep pressing the feet into the hands and maybe lift the thighs up off the floor. Bow pose. One more breath, feet pressing back, tailbone scooping, thighs lifting. Exhale, release. Make a pillow for the head with the hands and rest your forehead or your cheek right on the hands. 3 deep breaths. You're doing great. From here, plant the hands next to the ribs, curl the toes under, press back to the knees, and this time child's pose, big toes together, the knees wide, and you're gonna slowly bring your forearms to the floor, and you can either rest hands, head on hands, or stretch arms forward. Either way. One more breath. And on the inhale, slowly come up through seated. Extend the legs forward in front of you. Good. You're gonna take right ankle over left thigh. Little half fire log. Now you're welcome to stay here, or you can turn the bottom leg out, and we'll slowly bend that leg. Hands to the soles of the feet. You press feet and hands into each other, and maybe you fold forward a little bit. You're doing fabulous. This is actually meant to clear the back after all those back bends. So actively press feet and hands into each other. Still breathing. Inhale to come up, and we'll switch. Left ankle over thigh, and you're welcome to stay here. If it works, turn that right leg out, and you go for right ankle underneath left knee. Now that might not work, so you could also tuck that foot close up underneath the thigh, high towards the hip. Lots of different options to play with. The most important thing here is that the feet are flexed and that they're not sickling and turning in. So feet and hands, they press into each other, and maybe you fold forward, only if you're still breathing. On the inhale, slowly sit up. Extend the legs forward, hands by the hips. Shoulders draw back and shoulder blades draw down. Good. And simple cross-legged. And that's our practice. Thank you so much for joining me today. Have a wonderful day. Namaste.